Hello, welcome back. I'm Erica Champion Wise, elite independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories and the creator of Empowering the Entrepreneur. Thank you so much for being here. I have all my fingers crossed that we have solved our tech problems. So everybody cross your fingers with me because sound wasn't on a minute ago. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if it works this time. So today we are going to have a chat. This may be a little longer than some of our other chats about attraction marketing. I want to preface this with, this is how I think about attraction marketing. This is how my brain works with attraction marketing. And so if it makes sense to you, run with it. If not, I encourage you to do your own research and to do your own learning about this and to really dig into what is attraction marketing and how can I use it for my direct sales network marketing business. First thing we got to know, marketing and advertising are our cousins. They might even be brothers. They might even be twin brothers, but they are different. They are two different approaches to the exact same thing. Advertising is what we see on TV. Advertising are those big, loud commercials that have people yelling at you that you need their product. That's an ad. We see those on social media all the time as well, where people are just shoving their product down your throat. That is advertising, where it's just bombarding you and just, wah! Do you know what I'm saying? That is more of an older way to do things. It's definitely something that still is productive, else there wouldn't be TV commercials, right? But some of the more productive ways to turn business relate to attraction marketing. And marketing is more sharing. Advertising is shoving it down someone's throat. Here's why you need this. Marketing comes from an angle of, here's what I have, here's why I love it, and honey, you need to think about this. That's kind of the angle to this. Now, you need both. You need to manage both of those. You need advertising and marketing. Absolutely, you need both of those. Sometimes you need to kind of be in people's faces and be like, oh my gosh, I love what this, you need this. And you also need the ability to market. You've got to be a chameleon here and do both. And so for me, the way I think about marketing is that I market the aspects when I'm selling my business, when I'm selling my opportunity, I market the aspects of my business. And those are things like money. Money always talks, of course. Friends, fun, the way I get to travel, the freedom, the love of the products, and things like that. That's what I think of with marketing, is sharing these things. Look at what it's done for me. Do you think it would do it for you? Do you want to know more about how it did it for me? And let's talk about how it can do it for you. And that's the attraction, is getting people to be nosy. This is definitely what I think about when I think about attraction marketing, making people nosy. It's what I do when I go out and I'm working my primary business. I wear for the biggest, blingiest, most eye-catching piece of jewelry in the world. I want all the sparkles. I want everybody to see me. And not in an egotistical way, but in a way of like, women are going to walk by me like, what you wearing? And they're going to be nosy. And when I see them, and I see them every time I go out, every store I go into, at least one woman looks at me like, oh, I get to have that conversation because she's been nosy, the door is open. Now I can have that conversation. And that's kind of what I look at attraction marketing as. Making someone want to talk to you. Getting someone interested without slamming a product at them. Slamming an opportunity at them. No. Just sharing. So I want to give you some ways to take attraction marketing and turn it into money. Because that's what we're here, yeah? So how to use it in your business. Step one is you got to get people interested. You have to begin sharing. Stories sell. I want you to write this in big words in your notes. Stories sell. Life stories sell. And so an easy one is weight loss. It's a very easy one. You sell a weight loss product. I don't want you to just use before and afters. They're moderately effective. They're not my favorite. In fact, I don't always trust them. So I don't want you to always, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't want you to always use before and afters, but instead I want you to tell before and after stories. So consider you have a an overweight man. And because he has been using this product steady and it's working and it's effective, where before he could not work all day without needing extra coffee or needing a nap or something, now he's able to put in a full 8-hour day, come home, play with his kids, have dinner with his family, and then be with his wife at night. That's a story. This is the kind of story that I'm encouraging you to start selling, to start sharing. For me, I tell my story all the time of how I was very burned out by the education system before I found my business. Very burned out, very bitter, very unhappy. I really hated myself and everyone around me. My internal hatred spewed all the time. And so through my growth process and through my company, I've been able to find myself and love, truly, truly love myself. And I get to work in my purpose every day, and I'm no longer burned out because I get to do what I'm good at. And that's a story that I tell over and over and over and over, and I'm going to tell it until I'm done telling it, okay? That's my story, and that's what I'm telling, because that attracts people. And I don't tell it necessarily to attract people. I tell it to be true and to be real. But there are many people burned out. There are many people who are unhappy with themselves, who need to hear that you can be happy with yourself. You can love yourself, and you can make money while doing it. They need to hear that. And so your stories sell. So no matter your product, jot down 8 or 10 story ideas, before and after stories, or because of this stories. Whatever it is you sell. If you sell essential oils, that's a big one. One of my dear friends, her husband was on 10 or 15, it was quite a few medications before she found essential oils, and through using them steadily over time, he's able to come off all but like 3 of them. And that's a big story for her, and that's one that she tells all the time. It's so much that it's in my head. It's the first one that comes up. I know who it is, and I can see who told the story. And so what are your stories that you can use to share your product and your opportunity? And you need to be selling both of them if you're in direct sales. If you're just a product-based company, talk about products. And so stories sell, photos sell. We have talked in the past about company graphics. I love them. They're beautiful. Your company, my company, every company pays hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm sure, for some of the best graphic design out there. Use them, yes, but don't only use them. Don't use them as your crutch. I find so often that so many people rely on their company's provided graphics because they can't or won't or don't make their own. I want to encourage you to create your own photos. Take your own photos, selfies sell, okay? And if you feel like, well, I've shown 937 selfies of myself this year, great, make it an even 1,000. Keep showing them. This is the point of attraction marketing. Nothing happens quickly in attraction marketing. I'm sorry to tell you, this is not an overnight thing. This is a continuous dripping on people to make them nosy. Okay, so if you've posted 937 selfies, girl, you got a couple of days left of December. Make it 1,000 before December's over. Keep posting your photos, okay? I know I have a product that takes great pictures. I use pictures of my product all the time. I use pictures of what my opportunity has allowed me to do, places I get to go, things I've been able to purchase, time I get to spend with my spouse, etc. Photos sell. And personalized photos sell the best. Graphics have their place. Photos are better. I want you to think about sometime over the summer, a very well-known company who has wonderful products launched a new product, and it was all purple. My Facebook for 3 days was all purple, all the same graphic. You want to know what I did? Scroll, skip, unfollow. My whole Facebook was purple. It was frustrating. I was tired of seeing purple. Okay? It was a great product, but the advertising, the marketing was the problem. And those who stood out from the crowd and took their own photos, made their own graphics, shared a different story are the ones I paid attention to. That's how I even knew what was selling, because all I was getting like big blocks of purple. I didn't even look at them. And your customers aren't either. Your potential customers aren't either. Your potential teammates are not either. They are just scrolling because your Facebook looks like everybody else's. Your individualized photos and marketing will make you stand out. And isn't that what we want to do? It's absolutely what we want to do. And so the next part of sharing is to use your real life, not someone else's. Now, you can share stories of your friends. Try to make it people you know. Try to make it people you know, people that you've had interactions with in the past. It's kind of important. Make sure you have permission to share them. Make sure you have permission to share them. But use your real life. Because at the end of the day, your job is to attract people to you. You want them to shop with you, to continue to shop with you, to join your team, to work with you, etc. And so if you are using someone else's story, you're basically passing them along to someone else. If you will use your story, you will begin to see people come to you. And I want to encourage you. Every story is important. We have a lot of the kind of rags to riches stories in direct sales, and they're wonderful, and I believe in them, and I use, they are fantastic. But I want to tell you, if you don't have a rags to riches story, that does not discount your story. If you don't have a destitute to millionaire story, that does not discount your story. Period. You have a powerful story. And I want to tell you, the people that you will attract will be like you. The people that I have attracted in my business are moderate, mid-level income, right in the middle, not terribly rich, but not terribly poor, because that's where I was, because that's my story. The people who I have attracted in this business began because they wanted just a couple $100 extra a month, because that would give them some extra play money. That would let them meet all the ends, because that's where I was. That was my story. And those are the people I attract to me. And so I don't have a rags to riches story, and I never will. But I continue to share my story because it will reach, if I share it enough, the people who are like me and who are looking for what I was looking for. Now, as you share this story, you will also attract a multitude of other people, absolutely, and you're supposed to. That's how this works. But the main people that you're talking to are the people who are very similar to you, who can resonate and relate to your story. And the last part of sharing is share your experience. And this one really relates to your opportunity. Share your experience. And I don't care if you started 3 days ago in your company, you still have an experience. You start with your initial experience with talking to your potential sponsor and getting your questions answered. And was the material available for you? Did you get to learn? Did you get to ask questions before you even began? New people, I'm talking to you here. This is important because so often people are shopping around for either companies or sponsors, and they want to know, I'm going to be heard, I'm going to be listened to, I'm going to get what I need. And if you can tell them that you got all of that up front, you're going to pique their interest. They're going to be like, okay, I might need to know a little more about this. I might need to check on this because I've been burned in the past and I couldn't get all the information I need. And so that's a powerful story. And if you've been in your company a year, you have an experience. What has happened in that year? What has happened in 2 years, 3 years? And this all goes back to sharing about, here's the things we share about: friends, family, fun, travel, freedom, money, products. All these things culminate, whatever the word I'm looking for there, in your experience. And sharing your experience is powerful. I have so many other things that I'm going to talk about on this, but I think I'm going to do another video, another recording, and we'll talk more about it. So I'm going to stop with sharing because this is very important and I don't want it to get lost in the weeds. Attraction marketing begins with sharing. Last thing I'm going to tell you is that you are going to get sick of sharing. I'm not gonna lie. You are gonna be so sick of repeating yourself. Listen, I've been in my company for 6 years and I've been telling the same story for 6 years. 6 years. You are gonna get sick of it, but I need you to get out of your own way. Number one, get over it. It's a powerful story. Keep sharing. Number two, anybody else out there who gets sick of it, well, they ain't got a place at your table, so don't even worry about them. Number three, every day you're supposed to be growing your network and adding new people to your life. These new people have never heard your story. And so when you tell your story today, it better be the most exciting version, better be the most excitement that you've ever brought to the table of this story. Because those new people didn't hear that story 6 years ago. They're just hearing it today. And for them, it is brand spanking new. And number four, just because someone heard your story before doesn't mean they actually listened. Okay, let's be honest. Sometimes I'm not quite listening to Solomon when he's talking to me. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just not. I'm doing something else. My brain is somewhere else. I got 1,000 other things that's running through my head. And sometimes I have to ask him to repeat himself. And he does it to me all the time because he's got tinnitus and he can't always hear. And so I find myself repeating myself to him all the time. Listen, just because they heard it before doesn't mean they actually heard it before. They might have been doing something. It might have been their kid on Facebook. Their kid might have okay? Just because they've heard it before doesn't mean they actually heard it before. So continue sharing your stuff day in and day out. If you're sick of it, tough. With all the love I have, tough. You have to continue sharing. This is how attraction marketing works. And you will want to use words different than ads. Ads are very in your face, and you know what I'm talking about. You probably have visualized some. You gotta have it right now. Ads. Attraction marketing is, I love what I do. I'd love to share it with you. It's a different feel. It's a different vibe. It's a different way of doing things. And if you're new to this, it's gonna feel strange. It felt very weird for me when I started this on myself, for myself. But it works. It's not fast. This is not going to be, you're going to sign up 19 people tomorrow. Okay, that's not how this works. But it will work. Stay consistent. Make people want to know more about you. And then watch for other things about the rest of attraction marketing coming soon, because this is a very long one, although very good. Good luck. Thanks so much, and I'll see you later.